Well, we are headed out to Chicago this week, and supposedly we got some snow coming, and we got 350-pound bags of ice melt. We're ready. Let me get this stuff loaded up, and we will yell back with you. Well, let's see if the old girl will start. She ain't all that old. She's a 2023. And just like that, we are fired up. Gotta check Cooper's food. Make sure he's good to go. And might want to fill that up. I don't want him to run out while it's snowing. You read that? Air system low, so transmission may not shift. Oh, you gotta love the new technology, folks. Well, I pulled over here on the side just to take a little short break, just to get something to drink, actually. And I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully it shows up in the camera. We're getting into it. We're on our way to Chicago. I knew it was coming. I was watching the weather, so we're probably going to be covered in white by the time we get to Chicago. We'll be back with you guys. So we made it up here to Williamston, I believe is the name of this town. Get up here and it's all clear. There's not a drop of rain, no snow, nothing. We're here in the Petro. I believe it's Williamston is the name of this town. But anyway, I wanted to put this video together, so let me jump on my laptop real quick and we'll tie this video together and publish it for you, and see what kind of winter tip driving video we've got for you. Be right back. And we're back. Probably wasn't just but a second for you, but it's actually a few minutes for me. I took some trash out and went inside the store there to use the restroom, come back out. So this video about winter driving tips from, I would not say a seasoned driver. I'm an old man driver, and it's funny, I was actually planning on doing this video last week, and came across Old Man 379. I don't know if you guys know him, if you follow his channel. He's a good guy. I enjoy watching him. He's started his YouTube, I guess, about the same time I did, but he's already got 5 times the subscribers that I do, and he's knocking it out of the ballpark. I mean, he's doing awesome with his videos, and I'm lagging behind, so I feel like I need to catch up to the Old Man 379, but anyway, we'll get there. If you don't know him, I am not affiliated with him. I don't know him personally. I've actually today on this earlier clip of me stopping on the side of the road when it was snowing, that was the first time I had ever messaged him, and I sent him a comment on one of his videos, and he responded to subscribe to his channel and make sure you like it, because we need to stick together in the industry or something like that. And I find that very ironic, because that's basically what my whole channel is about, is showing the downfall of the industry and what is happening out here, and how corporate executives and mega carrier companies are just destroying this industry. And man, every time I log on to YouTube, I start going down the list. You just scrolling with your phone and looking at all the thumbnails. And what was one that just popped up? I just quit Martin truck driving after 4 months. It sucks. I hate it here. What did I just put out about Martin Transportation right about Christmas time? They ended all of their driver bonuses, their holiday pay, and their corporate executive is making, a 7-figure a year income. I mean, it's ridiculous. But anyway, if you know Old Man 379, go subscribe to him and watch his videos. And it's just a plug for his channel. Like I said, I know nothing about him. Don't know the man. I just enjoy watching his videos. He's a fun, entertaining guy. So, with that being said, let's get to the substance of this video, is winter driving. Well, I may not be the best person in the world to do this video, even though I've got 23 years of driving experience. There was a short period of time where I had a major car accident, and I almost broke my back in the accident. I couldn't walk for about 3 months, and was on a lot of painkillers and stuff. It did not involve winter driving, but besides that period there, it ended up being almost a year that I took off truck driving, and came back to it. Besides that little break, I have been 23 years constant truck driving. Every week, every month, every year, I have been out here. Because of the area that I live in Northeast Arkansas, you would not think that I have massive amounts of winter driving experience. You're wrong. You're wrong. There was a time after I left my job at MS Carriers because Swift took over. I refused to work for them, a mega carrier that micromanaged every little step that I took. I got away from them, and I went to work for a company out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you remember some of my previous videos, if you haven't, go back and watch them maybe. I got interested in truck driving because of my brother-in-law, because of my dad, because of other family members. I swore off of it. I swore I wouldn't do it. But I got hooked when I was working for this factory, and I saw all these big W9s and Peterbilt 379s coming in to pick up our freight. That was the company that was out of Grand Rapids. Some of you may even know what company I'm talking about. I'm not going to give them a plug. They're still in business. I guarantee you they don't run like they used to. But anyway, that is not a plug for or against that company. I'm not going to advertise for trucking companies unless they, cough up the money, including this one here that I'm working for. I'm not doing that. I'm not glamorizing their company for free. If they want to pay me, and cough up some money, then we can talk about some advertising. But until then, that's not going to happen. But going back to this winter driving thing, when I was working for that company in Michigan. I thought I was fairly experienced. I had been driving at that time by about 3 years, and I thought I was fairly experienced driving a truck. I had not had an accident at that point. I was about 33, 34 years old, something like that. Uh, Pretty level head on my shoulders, and safe, efficient driver. It did not prepare me for Michigan. If you guys have ran Michigan, especially northern Michigan, nothing really prepares you for that until you get there. I was dispatched one time on a load up there going to Cadillac, Michigan. Coming out of Grand Grand Rapids going up to Cadillac, it was snowing so hard, the wind was blowing so hard that I was hitting snow drifts in the road with that big bumper on that W900, and the snow would just explode up in front of the windshield and just be total whiteout. You couldn't see anything. And I would get down, 40 miles an hour and hit this mound of snow that was across the road from the wind blowing, and just woof. I mean, just craziness. You couldn't even see the road, nowhere to pull over. It was insane. And back then I had no cell phone. I didn't have a cell phone back, and this was been around 2003. So a lot of people did have cell phones. I didn't myself, and had no way of calling anyone, had no way of talking to anyone. Paper logs. It was a disaster, and had no food in the truck, and wasn't prepared at all. I just was not ready for that. Since then, I have ran all over the United States, especially northern United States. Something that I noticed that Old Man 379 said in his video, that he noticed that a lot of drivers are overly cautious when driving on snow and ice, and I agree with that. I drive a little too fast, I'll admit, for conditions, because, like he said, I understand and feel more control of the truck. This truck here actually scares me, because what I wanted to say was, this truck has automatic braking, it has lane assist, it has all of that safety crap on it. And the other day I was in North Carolina. I went under an overpass and was pulling up behind a truck to make a left, and this thing just all of a sudden decided to slam on the brakes, and it threw everything out of my cabinets up here. Everything went flying through the floor, or to the floor, not through the floor, but to the floor. Scattered everything in my truck, and just and had the red thing on it, collision avoidance. That is stupid. And I really hope that the DOT, someone from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, a senator, a congressperson, somebody will watch one of these videos. There's videos like this out here on YouTube from other YouTube content providers. These trucks try to kill you. And when I was going through school at MS Carriers, one of the very first things they taught us in school was to know your truck, know your surroundings, know what's in front of you, on sides of you, behind you. Have a confident feel to you. Don't grip the steering wheel like, a white knuckle grip. Just lay your hands on the steering wheel. Maybe curl your fingers around it slightly, but don't grip your steering wheel. Because if you need to do a quick maneuver, you don't need to have all your joints locked up. You just need to, be able to do a quick maneuver. And be confident, but be in control of your vehicle at all times. You can't do that with this truck, because this truck will take over. This truck will not self-drive, but it will take over when it feels like it needs to take over. That's a dangerous situation. That is an extremely difficult situation to be in, especially since I'm used to doing it my way for 23 years, and I get in this truck, and this truck thinks it's smarter than me on how to drive a truck. 23 years, and I have never had an accident in a commercial vehicle. I see me having an accident in this vehicle. That's not good at all. You need to be calm, you need to be relaxed, but in the same time, you need to be secure and confident in what you're doing. You need to be in control. I don't like any of this. You saw my pickup whenever I started this video. That truck is a 2021 Chevrolet 2500 HD. It has nothing on it. No sensors, no forward sensors, no rear sensors, no lane assist, nothing. When I was looking to buy a truck, I actually went to Toyota and was looking at some of their trucks. That's what I thought originally I wanted. But once I saw the safety stuff on it, I turned it down. I walked away. I said, you couldn't make me buy that truck. And the salesman was, oh, you can turn this off and you can turn this off, and you don't have to have it on all the time. And I said, when you turn the key off and you start it back, does it reset? And I can't remember what he said, either yes or no, 50-50 chance, but I believe he said yes, it does restart and you have to go back in and change it. I may be wrong about that, but just the fact of it being on there, I said no, because I want to be in control of the vehicle. This truck will probably, this Chevrolet will probably be the last truck that I ever buy. Because of that fact, I don't believe in all that. My Kenworth that I own, my owner-operator truck that I'm currently not driving, has nothing on it. It's an 05. That is something that I would want to stress to new drivers out here. Be extra careful with these trucks, with these sensors on them. You are being put in a very dangerous situation. Very dangerous. I saw a photo earlier today on Facebook where a load of lumber come through the cab of a truck and out the windshield of the truck. Don't know if it killed the driver or not. I didn't see any blood and gore on the boards coming through the windshield. Doesn't mean that it didn't kill the guy. Hopefully he was okay. But can you see that happening with one of these trucks? What is going to happen if you go around a curve and it has a slick spot in it, a little bit of snow, a little bit of ice? You're going around that curve, you're in control of the vehicle, and then bam, the brakes automatically kick on. It can throw you off in the ditch. This is a very dangerous area that the government is making us go into. This program is trucking and politics. I connect a lot of things with politics that is going on with our industry. And this is a major thing. This is a very major thing. Slow down. Watch your surroundings. Watch what's on your sides, in front of you. Keep your eyes moving all the time, side to side, forward, rear. Monitor your situation. On top of all that, you have to be on your toes and monitoring your truck so it's not fighting against you. Dangerous. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. If I would have been in charge, it would have never got put on these trucks. Never. Automatic transmissions would have never been put on these trucks. It would have been a manual transmission. Manual transmissions can help you slow down. They can slow your engine speed down. They can help you up and down in icy conditions with low gear and feathering the clutch. I've had to do that. I was actually stuck on Interstate 55 a couple of years ago in my Kenworth. Just several trucks on the side of the road lined up with automatic transmissions. It kept kicking them out and shutting them down. I went right as soon as they started getting off of the road or being towed off of the road. I put my truck in gear, was feathering the clutch. It would just grab a little and slide and grab a little and slide. I kept feathering my clutch. It started rolling, and I slowly picked up speed and went up the hill. And a police officer actually came up to me. I was going so slow, and he was walking beside of my door and said, "How are you doing that when these other trucks can't?" And I said, "Because I have a manual transmission." And he was like, "Oh, so they all have automatics." And I said, "Exactly. They can't do what I can do." Folks, progress is not good. It's not good. Just to change something is not progress. If you change it and it betters the situation, hey, I'm all for it. You know, fuel injectors over carburetors, absolutely. You know, a limited slip rear differential, absolutely. Great idea. But self-driving, self-braking, lane assist trucks, sensors. I don't know if you noticed on my truck whenever I showed the video earlier that it has, the little triangle with the wrench on it. This radar system has been broken in this truck ever since I got it, and the truck's only got 150,000 miles on it. When I got in this truck, I think it had 80,000 on it, something like that, 100,000 right around it. And the radar has been broken it since I've got it. Sensors, what happens when sensors are covered with snow? What happens when sensors are covered with the brine mix or the salt from the road? How is that going to work? Folks, we're taking a giant step back. We're not progressing, we're stepping backwards. We're hurting ourselves. I'll just be honest. I'm an old truck driver. I have an old mentality to me. If you cannot drive a truck, if you cannot drive a standard, if you cannot be in control and be confident in your driving ability of a semi, go find another profession. I mean, that's the way I feel about it. Just go find something else. I I was in Menominee, Wisconsin with my 379 Pete years ago. Wind chill was 40 below zero. The truck was actually trying to shut down a 3406E Caterpillar. It was trying to shut down because it was too cold for it to run. I had it idled up. I had a piece of cardboard in front of the grill. I had a piece of cardboard between the air to air and the radiator. I had almost all the air blocked off to it, and it still was running so cold. I parked the truck up next to a dumpster and put a blanket over the hood of the truck that covered the grill and put blocks on top of the hood to hold the blanket in place just so we would have a little bit of heat. My wife was on the truck with me back then. She rode on a truck with me just to have a little bit of heat out of that truck. It was almost too cold to be out. And we spent like 2 weeks up there running UPS trailers. And it was horrible, bitter cold. I would have hated to be in this truck in that situation. I would have rather had that old 99 model 379 Pete with the 3406E. And something that a lot of other video YouTube guys out here put for comments is to use some type of 911 power source, howls, something like that in their vehicle. I was an owner operator from 07 until 2023, and I never used it. You can knock me for saying that. A lot of people have. A lot of people I worked with at the owner operator companies that I worked with. Oh, you're going to be in so much trouble if you don't have that. I would keep howls on the truck just in case, but I never used it. I'd pour it in there just to be pouring it in there, and couldn't tell that it did anything, and I'd go weeks, sometimes months without using it. Couldn't tell the difference. Now, there was one guy that I worked with that had a 379 Pete. He would take one trip up north. He stayed in the south all the time. All the time. He would take one trip up north and his truck would freeze up. He would be in the shop, getting towed in the shop, getting his fuel ungelled. The only thing I could think of that he was doing differently than I was is I would run my tanks really, really low until I got up north, and then I would use the winterized diesel, because a lot of times down south they don't sell it. A lot of stores down south do not sell the winterized diesel. I would wait until I got to Minnesota, Michigan, Northern Illinois, something like that, and buy my fuel. And that winterized diesel had the additives in it, I guess, and I never had any trouble out of my trucks. I had, a Volvo. I had first I had a Kenworth T600, a Volvo, the Peterbilt came next, the 379, a W900 Kenworth, and then a Volvo, and I went back to a T600. All of those trucks that I had, I never used fuel additive in them. Just the pump fuel. And I never had a problem. My fuel had never gelled up in any of those trucks that I had. Maybe I just got lucky, but I ran from 07 to 2023 every year that I ran and never had a problem. It seems like the guys that had problems constantly had problems, but I never did. So take it for what you want on that part of it. Another thing I would suggest, carry extra blankets, like Old Man 379 said. That is definitely a good thing. When I was younger, I would not carry food with me. I have a refrigerator right here under this table, and it is packed full of food. I have a cabinet up here packed full of food. Right here, right here, I've got an extra heavy coat that I'm going to carry with me all winter. I've got a thin jacket that I wear, extra shirts, extra pants, lots of extra socks. I'm prepared for what I do. One year, many years ago, I was on I-70 headed out west. I missed my fuel stop. The company I was with did not allow us to just stop and fuel anywhere. It was a company truck. And I told them, I pulled over to a rest area and called them and told them, I need to get fuel. I missed my designated fuel stop and I won't make it. And they said, you're going to have to roll on. We will not allow it. You can buy it yourself. You will not get reimbursed for it, but we won't buy it. You have to get it at our designated stop. Stupid. I agree. Very stupid. And a reason I quit that job. But one of the reasons I quit that job, being micromanaged, and I ended up running out of fuel. I could see, remember the old Tomahawk truck stop? I could see that Tomahawk truck stop from where I ran out of fuel. And I didn't know what to do. I panicked. And luckily another truck driver pulled up and told him to go up to the Tomahawk and tell them, that call the company and tell them that I ran out of fuel. And they needed to send a truck ASAP. And they ended up sending one out. And by the time they got there, I had on all of the clothes that I had in my truck, 3 jackets, I believe. I was holding a lighter, trying to shift hands and warm my hands up because I was freezing. Stupid. And it all could have been avoided by allowing me to get just, 50 gallons of fuel. And companies, you need to be careful what company you work for. They will micromanage you to death. Literally. Being in trucks that won't idle. Dumbest thing that I've ever heard of in my life is a person that will not change jobs because they think they've got a great job and they're working with a company that won't allow them to idle their truck. This truck here has an APU on it and it idles, and I probably would not work for this company, if the situation wasn't this. So anyway, be careful out there, be safe, stock up on your food, carry your supplies, carry some salt with you, carry your extra jackets. I've got whatever you want to call them. I call them sock hats, a knit hat. I've got 2 of those in the truck here somewhere. I'd have to find them. They're probably up in my bag up here in the closet, but those will protect your head. A lot of your body heat goes out of the top of your head, so protect your head when it starts getting cold. Jackets with hoods on them. You wear your net hat, your sock hat, put your hood on top of that. If it got too cold, I'd wear my thin jacket and my heavy jacket and a couple of shirts on. Layers. Layers will help insulate you. Just be careful out there, folks. It's a dangerous situation. You have to be in a situation where you feel like you're completely alone and there's no one out there to help you. So you need to carry everything for you. If you feel safe in carrying, one of my owner operator friends right now is carrying one of those little buddy propane heaters with him. Um, do it. Go buy one and carry it in the truck with you. If that helps you feel more secure and more safe to have that, bring that with you. You know, in case your truck does gel up, or you do have a problem with a mechanic issue, or you roll off in a ditch in a ravine somewhere, your truck won't run and you can't get help. Excuse me, if you can't get help, use your little heater. So there's a lot of things that you can do. Food, of course, is a big thing. I have a microwave, but I also have food that doesn't need to be microwaved. And I don't rely on just going to truck stops. I've been to several truck stops over the years in the winter that they didn't have food. The employees couldn't show up for work because the weather was so bad. Carry your food with you. You know, stop somewhere along the way and stock up on some food items. You don't have to buy it just at a truck stop. You know, if you see a truck stop and, you know, maybe a quarter of a mile down the road there's a dollar store, a Walmart, something, you know, a grocery store. There's a truck stop here in Illinois. I forget exactly where it's at, but I could find it really quick on my map. There's a grocery store right next door, and I have walked over from that truck stop to that grocery store many times and bought a load of groceries to carry in my truck with me. You know, don't just excuse yourself, protect yourself. So hopefully this has helped. And you guys that are new out here, another thing, carry a lot of food, a lot of drinks and water with you. I have 2 gallons of water, and you saw in the other video that I carry a lot of diet sodas with me. Lots of those. I switch off between sodas and water a lot of times. And take care of yourself, because you are the one that is going to protect yourself. A lot of these other people out here working for your company in the office and stuff, they go home at the end of the day, and they're not there to take care of you. So take care of yourself. And if you ever see me around in the truck stops or whatever, yell at me and give me a thumbs up, or, you know, a thumbs down, or whatever you think about my videos. And you know, if I can help you with anything, I'll be more than glad to. So I'm going to end the video and piece it all together and put it out here for you folks. Have a great night. Be safe in the wintertime.